Hi, and welcome to St. Hazel's Horsepital. 8%. This is Oscar 424 doing some commentary over it. Um, this is a game about a horse. It's a game about a horse. Right there, I actually was able to pull off a cutscene skip. I'm not quite sure how to do that yet. I've done it a few times, but we're just going to assume it's horse things. Yeah. So you can see the majestic steed, name's Hazel. I'm trying to go get Hazel's friend Buddy out of the hospital, and this majestic Hazel is walking strangely. It's Hazel can't really gallop or run quickly. What you can see right there is when she goes down really low, she's in sneak mode, and you basically mash that repeatedly, and it's a little bit faster than running, or a little bit faster than walking. You just kind of roll with it. Right now you can see she picked up a card and then a banana peel with her tongue. I mean, she doesn't have thumbs. She has hooves. She needs something to pick it up, so we use the tongue. The mechanics in this game are a little unwieldy. It is what it is. We just kind of make do. Right here, what you're going to see is I'm going to restart the level. What that does is that wonderfully rainbow fluorescent man has disappeared and moved to a later section, basically skipping the dialogue of seeing her for the first time. And that saves a good amount of time, so you don't have to deal with the cutscene. But he does want us to get his teeth for him. I can relate. So we're just going to grab the teeth and then present it to our absolutely wonderful friend, Toilet Jimbo. And to celebrate that, he helps us have nom flashbacks. Because that's what horses do, clearly. Right now we are meeting Frida, the third main character, and then the one in the bed, that is Buddy. We're going to be running through a lot of gunfire right now. There's some dog fur on my face, so don't mind me. But you're supposed to stop and wait between the salvos bullets, so Hazel, whose health bar is in the upper left, doesn't die. As long as you sneak run, I'm trying to think of a good name for it, but it is what it is. If you sneak run and you just go for broke, you will get through there and back without losing all the health. So we brought Buddy through the bullets, and we are asked to bring a grenade over to do a magic trick. We did a magic trick, so yay! After that we get to go back to the hospital and try to rescue our friend Buddy, who's still in the bed. It's fine. Right now we're doing another restart of the level, and that is basically because we are resetting the movement of everybody. This particular level adds cameras, so I should say in this case, the darkened wedges, that's what those doctors are looking at. If they are yellow like that, they are alerted, and if they are red, they are trying to get you. But enough of that. Right now we are going to go out of bounds in a very strange and hypnotic dance type way. So basically, if you mash the sneak button and then you kind of wiggle your butt around, you eventually will clip through the wall. Sometimes it can happen right away. Here you can see I'm getting closer and closer. Eventually I break through the wall because, let's face it, I'm a horse. Clipping through walls is hard. And right there I had I've never had it throw me out that far, so it took me a second to regain my bearings. When you do clip through the walls, sometimes Hazel's legs stop working appropriately. It's fine. She can just rub some hay on it or something, and it's totally fine. Anywho, what you missed in the cutscene that we were able to skip earlier was Hazel did swallow a radio, so Buddy's talking to Hazel through Hazel's chest. It's fine. It's fine. Totally fine. Anywho, we are heading to the next level, and right away we're going to go into another clip. We just have to get behind this old man and do the same wiggle, 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 and eventually we will clip ourselves out of the wall. And what we saw in the last level, what you'll see in this level, is when we clip out of the wall, we're trying to get to essentially the trigger point where we can move to the next level within the elevator. And right now we can go right to the back of it and it sends us to the next level. And the level before that, it was just slightly to the side. This particular level is go fetch this, get this, send that to the next person, get this, send that to the next person, and keep on going. Kind of like trading up for the eventual key card to get us out of the area. Now, one thing I haven't talked about are those doctors. You can see I've stunned those doctors. You can stun them by slamming the ground with your hooves. That causes them to fall over. You can also use environmental hazards like the water cooler, breaking that and causing them to slip on the ground. The banana peels, you can do all that. And for the regular doctors who have no protection or anything, that kind of knocks them unconscious for the rest of the time you run that level. If they have a helmet or a mask, which we'll see in a little bit, they recover. Excuse me. So this is another level where we restart the level so we can get a really good pattern with specifically that camera. If those cameras catch you, they do lock down certain doors until the danger has passed. So by restarting it, the camera's in a perfect position where we can just sneak right underneath it, which for a horse is kind of impressive, honestly. So right now we are getting through, and you'll see what happens if you inadvertently anger a doctor. You pick a fight with them. I feel like that needs no other explanation. Right now we are in a very creepy looking executive office for a hotel. We have our friend Buddy, but it's a trap. So we do get knocked out for a little bit. Funny thing about this, if you don't keep like pushing the buttons to continue the storyline, it'll just stay on a black screen. And you're wondering what's going on. I found that out the hard way. But we have finished the hospital, so the next obvious level of progression is we're going to the basement. It's fine. Alright, so we're going to head on over into this hall. We're going to grab the blue key card. And again, basement looks totally normal, because it's a basement. Never mind the hole in the wall or the sudden, like, stone everything. All hospitals have these kinds of basements with like fire, and Hazel can't walk downstairs. Hazel's a horse. Cut Hazel some slack. So right now what you saw was Hazel using a torch held with her tongue, as all horses do, to activate some torches. When you activate the correct number of torches, you are able to unlock the doors to the next area. So right now I'm getting that one right there, and I am just heading on to the next area. I don't know what that granny's doing right there. That's all I gotta say about that one. Alright, so we're heading in the next area, and this is kind of a fetch and release quest. That's me grabbing the wrong thing with my tongue, because it's kind of hard to control the horse's tongue. You're a horse. It's okay. So we grabbed the key. We went to the room next to it. We opened up a door. Here we're actually going to the side room, and the reason being is there is a trap that you can activate as such. Causes all of those guys to fall unconscious and dizzy, and it's super effective. So that's what we do to avoid them. Right there, the key got stuck in the door, so I had to neigh a sigh of frustration and immediately pick up the key. That happens from time to time. I mean, it's a horse. We're not like Gumby or something. Close, but not quite. Alright, so we have opened up the second switch, and you can see that opens up our path to the next level. And then we will move on into another dark corridor. Alright, so we see our friend Toilet Jimbo once more. And we won't get to him just yet. This level is pretty spicy. Right now, you see those trank darts, so you have to run super quickly. Activate the torch right there. You have to pound the ground with your hooves to grab the key, and then grab that torch. Go in there, drop it, and sometimes when you drop the torch, you throw it, and you usually throw it into the lava, because that's the kind of luck I have. This particular area, it is a maze. You're supposed to basically play red light, green light with the tranks as they get tossed, and they alternate between tranquilizer darts and the pit. Right there, what I was able to do was, if you could stop at just the right time, you could open up the chest before this cutscene plays that activates the traps. So right away you can grab the key and just take by taking a little bit of damage, you can just plow right through this maze in one cycle. That last door right there gets a little sketchy, but if you just go for broke, you're able to do that. So there, I was able to open the door, brought the torch in, opens that door, and then we are going to see our friend Toilet Jimbo. Right there, I was glad I didn't have my mic on because I kind of panicked and I almost walked into lava, destroying this run. Because we are a horse, they are a little unruly. So, yeah, Toilet Jimbo sent us to Nam. The natural progression from Vietnam would easily be outer space. Makes perfect sense. So we're in outer space now. And this is pretty much just a cutscene where we blew up the spaceship. It's fine. I'm sure. Well, we eventually get back onto Earth safely. Clearly. So Bunny is like praising how cool Hazel is. Frida's getting a little sad. That's not Frida, and Hazel just sticks his tongue out. Anywho, stairs. Right now we are going to be introduced to green doors, which are, again, fake panels. So right now what we can do, it's mostly a fetch level where we have to find 3 items in the different areas, pick them up, put them in their respective cauldrons, and then once we have all 3, we get to do some magic. That's what people do in the basement of hospitals. Clearly. At least this one. I mean, if it happens in this one, obviously true all around. It's fine. Totally believable. So yeah, we've put in the final one. We need to get this green swirly potion, and then suddenly we've replaced the head of somebody with ours. That's the magic trick. We were able to control the person with that collar device, and then we can bounce between that person and then Hazel. So that person was able to walk over there, activate a switch, and allow us progression. So right now we have to do that one more time. There's a chap right there that wants to be set free. We have to talk to him first before we can get that wonderful cupcakes that won't spawn otherwise. Right there is me accidentally going back to Hazel, because that's just a thing I do. Activating Hazel's tongue in this mode is frustrating. That's the nicest way of putting it. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does, but eventually it worked. Right there, we're just walking on air. There's no hazard right there. There should be. It was missed, which is great because it makes it faster for us, and it looks pretty cool too. Alright, so we are back to Hazel, and we are heading right out of this level. Pay no mind to that giant floating mass that looks like a huge bad guy. We don't have to worry about in that level. Maybe this level. But that's... okay, yeah, this level. We'll deal with it, though. So right now we are basically going to be activating that lever, picking up the Morning Star, because that's what that our new friend Dr. Stockholm wants. As hospitals have, they all have that. It's fine. He allows himself to escape, and now we get to join him. We have to pick up that torch right there, otherwise we have to go back, and sadness ensues. Right now we are lighting 2 more torches. I go the wrong way because I don't know the difference between my left and my right. It's fine. But if we do this fast enough, we don't really have to worry about the big, scary, giant floating mass that's chasing after us, because once you hit those 2 switches, you're done, and you can go right down to the basement of the basement and meet Buddy again. Because that's where Buddy has been moved to. It's a trap again. It's fine. But now Frida's here. Frida's kind of behind everything. Dr. Stockholm, however, is enjoying our company, so he lets us free. And of course, as you all know, we go from hospital to basement. Natural progression for a horse is a glue factory. Yes, this glue factory has a Trojan horse. But it's okay, because it's entirely a red herring as we burst through the wall. I couldn't stop laughing the first time I saw that, to be honest. But the rest of this intro level is very simple. We're just going back and forth, getting a key card, opening switches, and going to the next area. You'll see a lot of boxes and conveyor belts that we have to deal with here, because we're in a factory. It makes perfect sense. The level end for each level, and this one's kind of amusing. I love it to death. Because it's just... It's fine. It's fine. Alright, so this particular level has a little skip that I'm not sure if anyone knows is possible, so I've affectionately called it Dragon Force, because as you'll see, you'll have to go through the fire and the flames to pull this off. So right here, you're technically supposed to deactivate 2 switches, so you can clear the path and get on to the next level. However, you head to the one on the left. You can go to either one. I prefer to go on the left. Activate that one, and if you get some pills to replenish your health and you have full health, you can attempt to go for broke using that sneak gallop run, and you can actually just, with the skin of your hoof, teeth, what have you, you can get past it. You have to be running in a straight line, because even though the cutscene's already started, you still move a little bit further ahead. And you're using that to your advantage so you can get past the fire. Otherwise, you'll immediately die as soon as you attempt that and you aren't successful. And if you die, you have to restart the level from the very beginning. This particular level, I'm bad at. You have to be very sneaky here. Very, very sneaky horse. But if you are sneaky enough, you can get to the mind control device and sneak past everybody. So we're going to put on that conveyor belt, and then as soon as our wonderful friend Dr. Stockholm puts it on, we are able to put our head onto Dr. Stockholm's head, and it's fine. He's going to come up here, activate a switch to let us progress. But he is not done yet, because he has one more switch he has to pull. And that's going to take out those doctors to make our life a little bit easier. There is a set of 5 switches here. The code is on the far right, and it never changes, so it's 1 and 3, left to right. Activate them, and you progress to the rest of the level. So here, what I could do is try to deactivate or stun those doctors. Instead, I just go. If you're fast enough, you can just slide right by them. Sneak right by them. This level can get a little spicy, especially since controlling the doctor with the mind control device is not very guaranteed. So it's a series of hitting levers while controlling the doctor. But first, he needs to grab a box and give it to Hazel so we can do some activations on our end. First, we are going to try to activate that lever. So a lot of times you'll see me do that. It's because the lever's not cooperating, which is so fun. Alright, so I'm going to knock out that guy just to make my life a little bit easier as a horse. And we're going to put that right there and move on to the next area. Our friend Toilet Jimbo is here. He wants nothing to do with us just yet, so we'll deal with him later. Right now, I get very confused because I heard the key card go away, and then I get stuck on the door, and I was cursing my existence as a horse for a little bit. So this key card is not behaving, but it's fine. So we've given the key card to our wonderful friend Dr. Stockholm, so we take over control of him once more. We grab that key card. Eventually. I accidentally take control of Hazel again, because that's what I do. And the key card, thankfully, is done at that point, because it's getting stuck on everything. We head to this area over here that has 3 switches. So we have to push a box using all 3 switches at different times to a certain route so Hazel can get a hold of that box. So you see the first 2 went pretty well. Now I'm just waiting for it to go into the path of the 3rd pusher right there. And perfect. Now I switch back over to Hazel. Hazel will eventually get a hold of that box. Toilet Jimbo says, cool, I actually needed that box. So I'm going to send you to the countryside. Again, natural progression, Vietnam, outer space, countryside. It makes perfect sense. So at this point, Frida wants to share an apple with Buddy. Very thoughtful. Hazel. Is Hazel. And we get all the apples. And Hazel is so happy that... Buddy is so happy, I should say, that Hazel is a friend. And then Frida is shattered because Frida wanted to be Buddy's friend. And because of plot, that is why Frida is now trying to basically eliminate Hazel from the picture. Also, Hazel has a hat now. That's it. That's the commentary. Hazel has a hat. Alright, so this is another one that requires Dr. Stockholm to do a little bit of lever pushing on his end. So we're going to send the first box up there and switch control to Dr. Stockholm. And what we have to do is basically get those boxes, get that box through this area without catching it on fire, because it's wood. Wood catches on fire. Anyway, so the box hopefully goes through the machine. Sometimes it likes to just bounce off, and then you are just sad. So the box creates a single plank, which is fine, but not useful to us. We actually have a job to do, and that's to make a toy. So we are going to send the plank through the fire once more to make sure everything is okay. And then again, sometimes the plank can just bounce off and we are sad once more, but thankfully this time it doesn't. It takes about 84 years to get down there, but eventually it presents us with a little Trojan horse toy. We give it to Santa. Also, by the way, Santa's here at the glue factory, as Santa does. Sure. But yeah, we were able to go on our break and escape that area. So this is the last big area, and it is a multi-part kind of fetch and complete quest. So we are going to switch on over to our wonderful friend Dr. Stockholm, and he needs to pick up 3 things to throw into the machine to deconstruct them. The wooden chair, that's going to turn into some wooden planks. Makes sense. The next thing is a plastic chair, and that's going to turn into some plastic barrels. And lastly, again, natural progression of things, the Morning Star. Basically something metal. So something wood, something plastic, something metal, and then by putting the Morning Star in there, it turns into a very heavy weight. So you can do these 3 in any order. I went plastic first. It blows up that wall. It's fine. So once we get into this area, we can just head on over, activate the switch, and then we'll repeat this for 2 other areas. Again, doesn't matter what you do first. For me, it's honestly whichever thing I pick up first. It is a complete shot in the dark which one I grab first, and then I just YOLO it. So I went for the weight. Instead, I grabbed the plank. It suddenly blows up into a ginormous size and creates a bridge. Cool. So right now we're gonna move around to the back area. Avoid the glue pit, because every glue factory has a glue pit. I mean, you can Google that, and it's probably gonna tell you I'm wrong. That's fine. But every pit has a glue pit, especially ones that allow horses on the premises. So once we've flipped that switch, we're just going to head back around and do the 3rd section, which requires the metal weight to open a door. So right there, we're going to grab the weight. We're going to go right to this next area, and here what we are going to do is we have to grab 2 boxes and weigh down those platforms while a cannon is shooting at us. As this is common practice in the glue factory. I speak with 0 experience in my heart, but that's what it is. So yeah, we survived that. We have activated all 3 switches so we can finally escape this area and basically head on to the end game. So, Dr. Stockholm thinks it'd be a really great idea to go through the machine. Sure. And in turn, he just, it was a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids machine. Anyway, so Hazel is out of there, and we are essentially finished with the glue factory and heading to the final boss, which, lo and behold, is Frida-ish. It is essentially Mecha Buddy. Right now, we'll have to do this 3 times. Is Buddy will eventually walk to us, charge at us, and we'd have to avoid the attack. So what you do is you want Buddy to dash into those pillars 3 times. Each time a pillar is destroyed, Frida's, I just brain froze right there. Too much glue factory. Frida will summon turrets, so you have to take them out pretty quickly. There are vending machines nearby, so if you do take too much damage from the barrels, you can just stomp them and get some more health. With that, we are on our 3rd and final pillar. So we're just lining that up. And as soon as the 3rd pillar is done, that is time. At this point, Frida just said, "I want to be your friend, Buddy." And Buddy said, "You are my friend. You're my 2nd best friend." And Frida decides she's cool with that. Because, yeah, she's turned her friend into a metal horse. And then there's Hazel. It makes sense, trust me. But yeah, that is St. Hazel's Horsepital, any percent. That's me dancing to the beat of the end credits. You'll see when Hazel dances, Buddy dances too. It's fine. But I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm Oscar424, and I will catch you later. Bye!